No matter what pros are saying, Gervonta Davis still believes he'd knock out Terence Crawford, and he's sent Crawford a brutal warning. Roy Jones Jr. really doesn't see too many people beating Terence Crawford, but he loves the idea of Gervonta Davis coming up to challenge him. Roy stated, "I don't see anybody around that's going to beat him unless it's somebody way bigger than him. But if he and Tank fought at about 145, that's a good fight. They both have very high IQs and Tank is very explosive. That's the one thing Tank got that Errol didn't have. In boxing, an explosive fighter can go a lot of places. I was only able to cover the weight that I was able to cover because I was so explosive. If I wasn't so explosive, I wouldn't have been able to cover that much weight. Explosiveness keeps people in check." Shane Mosley was originally really into the idea of the fight, but he thinks that the fight would definitely end in a stoppage. Shane stated, "If Gervonta Davis goes to 47 now and tries to fight Bud Crawford, I think that Crawford will probably, maybe, stop him. If Gervonta takes some time to fill into the weight at 47, it could be a different fight, but I still say Crawford wins. I think that Crawford would have the big edge in that fight. But like I did it, I jumped from lightweight to welterweight to fight Oscar De La Hoya, and I was successful. But the difference with that is I was actually bigger than Oscar in the Olympics. I was 139 to his 132, so I was really a big fighter anyway. Gervonta Davis is coming from 26 from 30, so it's a little different." Terence was open to the idea after considering the options, but he thinks that the weight needs to be closer to make it interesting. Terence stated, "There ain't no catchweight. You come up to 147. No, I'm not entertaining the idea of a catchweight. What champ? Who's undisputed at 135? Devin Haney's got all the belts. He's the champ. Nobody else is the champ. Tank's the bigger draw. There are weight classes for a reason. Tell him to come up here with the big boys and I'll welcome him." Sean Porter really believes that Terence would bully Davis if they ever met in the ring. Sean stated, "I don't think that Tank would stop Crawford. I think that's a big bully up there at 147. Brian Norman has sparred with both fighters and he gave his first-hand opinion on who brings more power. Brian stated, "When I sparred Terence Crawford, I was 20 years old and he tried to old man me and show me I was a boy. But even when you see him fight, he doesn't necessarily one-shot people. He beats you up, then he kills you. But as far as one-shot power and who got that, I've got to give it to Tank." Terence was open to fighting Gervonta though, and he even called him out to come up with the big boys. Terence stated, "What champ? Who's undisputed at 135 pounds? Devin Haney's got all the belts. He's the champ. Nobody else is the champ. Tank's the bigger draw. There's weight classes for a reason. Tell him to come up here with the big boys. I'll welcome him." While Terence thinks that Gervonta is a huge draw, Teofimo Lopez doesn't think that Tank is the face of boxing like he claims to be. Teofimo stated, "Spence versus Crawford is a great fight, a great event that's about to happen on July 29th. It's great for the sport of boxing. Whoever wins this fight, in my eyes, is the face of boxing, and that's how it should be. Not any social media face of boxing, actual legitimate boxing. We've got the unified world champion in Spence, and we've got the WBO champion in Crawford." Rolly Romero doesn't seem to think that Gervonta hits as hard as a lot of people say he does, though.
Dude, Tank doesn't punch that hard. Tank really doesn't punch that hard. It's just he lands a clean shot, and a lot of us are either too small or completely dehydrated.
Shakur Stevenson has even stepped up about exposing Gervonta and his undefeated record. Shakur stated, "He's fighting pay-per-view, knocking these dudes out. That doesn't take away the fact that I can beat this dude. That dude gets to feeling himself and feeling like he's something that he is not. To the world, he looks like a killer, but I can't wait. I'm gonna expose him. I promise you, watch. I'm gonna be the person that will expose him. I'm gonna be the person who goes in there and he's not gonna knock out. He gotta go 12 rounds with somebody beating him. He ain't gonna like that. That gonna mess with his heart, with his head. Watch." Sean Porter believes that Gervonta really is a big fight, and he thinks that he's bigger than the belts that he's carried.
Tank is bigger than the belts, and I say this all. He's one of. It's not a lot of guys in the boxing that is. He's one of those guys that's bigger than the belts. The belts need him. He don't need the belts.
Terence has given credit to Gervonta's skills, but he thinks that he needs to fight more people at a higher level first. Terence stated, "Hats off to Tank. He is a great, talented fighter, but again, he hasn't faced the top elite fighters in his division. So we want to see Tank against somebody his size at the elite level. And I believe he'll do good because he got the skills, the power, he got the ring IQ to do good. But we haven't seen that yet." As for other high-caliber opponents, Shakur Stevenson thinks that their fight will definitely be happening soon. Shakur stated, "There's only one fight. Me and Tank is going to be the biggest boxing fight in the world when it happens. I can see it happening not too far in the future. I think Tank will sign the contract, and I'm going to sign the contract too. It's going to happen. There ain't no denying that it's going to happen. Fans want it now, but it's going to take some time to make it happen. We'll see. I think it's going to happen in the near future." Sean Porter actually thinks that this fight would be as close as it could possibly get, too.
You think he can beat him?
Yes.
You think he can beat Shakur?
Yes.
You think he does beat Shakur?
I think Shakur can beat him.
That's a 50-50 fight.
That's.
I think they both beat Haney.
Haney good, bro.
I think they both
Haney
beat
140.
I think
Haney 140.
Nah.
According to Bob Arum, there's only one reason that this fight hasn't been set up yet. Bob stated, "Ask Floyd why it isn't happening. I'm sure that Shakur would jump at the chance of fighting Tank because it's a big money fight, but it takes two to make a fight." Teofimo Lopez seems to think that Gervonta hasn't been fighting any of the best fighters as well. Lopez stated, "Tank is out there trying to make more noise. He's trying to fight the guys that he needs to fight, but at the same time, he's not fighting the toughest competition out there. If you really want to fight the toughest competition out there, you call me up." Well, in light of everyone saying that Terence and Devin Haney would beat Davis, Gervonta has named the one person that he really thinks could actually beat him. You got the last one right. That's the only person that could beat me, Gervonta Davis. That's the only person. Those others can't touch me at all. They've all been in the ring with me, and I've cracked them both. Devin Haney is no 50-50 fight. How are you going to keep me off him when he's got no power? I sparred him twice. The first time, his father took him out the ring. I almost knocked him out in Floyd's gym. Did they tell you that?
I ain't gonna lie, I ain't really trying to be in this too much longer. So that's the answer right there for you.
How old are you now? 28?
28.
Yeah. How much longer are you expecting to do it?
Once I get them guys out of there, I'm gone.
Is that right? So let's say like 30-ish, something like that? Why do you want to get out so soon?
I want to just help people that's coming behind me. I feel as though that's more important. Future.
Is that why you got Lamont Peterson and Anthony on this card?
They was before me, but yeah. They're trying to do my good deeds. I feel as though it's something that's installed in me. There's loyalty. I feel as though that's something that people missing out here. I feel as though if you're in a position to help somebody, help them.
Yeah.
For the right reason.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and check out some of our other videos on the screen right now.